This meeting of the County Council will please come back to order. Mr. Clerk, can we proceed with the testifiers, please?
The next person to testify is Paul Garrett Hugel, testifying on Committee Report 15-5. He will be followed by Shana Morrison.
Aloha, council members, honorable
Aloha.
chairman. My name is Paul Garrett Hugel, and since the early 1990s, I have sought to establish Maui as the environmental science center of the world. Now, did I make a mistake? Should I have been more clear in my visualization? Should I have said the sustainable environmental science? I'm personally against the patenting of any life form, okay? I want to make it very clear that I oppose the appointment of Patrick Wong as Corporation Counsel. Based on all the testimony that I've heard today, I feel it was quite enlightening. Now, I would like to leave all of you with some insight that I constantly reflect back on from His Holiness the Dalai Lama when he came to Maui and he spoke. And with your permission, I will just share some of his words in hopes that inspires the perfect solution to this issue at hand. Effort with vision and patience, determination, a more holistic view, that certainly we can reduce many crises. That is my fundamental belief, and most important, clear vision. Here you have to know the reality in order to do that holistic view, and then in order to do that, development of determination or willpower. Now here, compassion. Compassion gives you inner strength. Also, compassion gives you self-confidence. That is the basis of willpower or determination. So wisdom side and determination, these two combined, I think many problems can be reduced. That is my fundamental belief. That was a quote from His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama in Maui, April 27th, 2007. Thank you for your time. Aloha.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hugel. Mr. Clerk.
The next person to testify is Shana Morrison, testifying on Committee Report 15-5. She will be followed by Kalakala Ko.
Thank you, council members, for having me here today. I've taken today off work. I don't get paid to be here, and I'm simply here to register and what we're here for against, with the GMOs, the pesticides. Please read a great book called Genetic Roulette. I advise everyone in this room, if they care about this subject, just read that book. It's all laid out, all the science. And I feel the only one here that's representing me is you. Thank you for being here, Ms. Cochran. My faith is is here with you, and you have a big battle on your hands. I trust you. I'm so glad you're here. I voted for you. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Morrison. Mr. Clerk.
The next person to testify is Kalakala Ko, testifying on Committee Report 15-5. He will be followed by Jeff Wayman.
E mai Hawaii nui ke e mai loko mai ka po puka mai ka moku aina ka lalani aina nu me ka paina kukulu ka hiki. Hana o Maui he moku. O nā tumu atua pau I hana I ka po e ka la hiki ku. Ea, mai ke kai mai. Wai ka po e kupuna. Ea. Ea o ka aina. Ea. The life brings breath, sovereignty, independence. The real meaning of air is to rise from below, to come up. Democracy, demos, Greek, the people. The people. and the people have spoken. Now, whether or not you as elected officials decide to listen to the people, that's your choice. But see, I'm a big believer in the people. And o ka'aina, the people will rise. And the people are rising. Because we understand, as the great Queen Mo'iwahine Lili Okalani told us, the voice of the people is the voice of God. The voice of the people is the voice of God. So I don't know who some of you are listening to. The people will rise. Wahia ike kahoa kanako, kipa heva ke aloha ika ilio. Look to your fellow human being, lest your love be wasted upon the dog. We must see each other as equal human beings, not the incentive to fatten the pocket of a few. Anakala Erika Anana also reminded us in his words, wherever you go in this world, when you leave that place, leave it better than when you got here. So when you look at these kinds of examples of poisoning happening in our lands, and Corporate Counsel, who represents the Arakawa administration, fails to listen and hearken to our people, it tells me something on where all of you are at today. This is about democracy for the people.
Thank you, Mr.
Your
Counsel.
choice, our power.
Thank you very much for your testimony. Mr. Clerk, please proceed.
The next person to testify is Jeff Wayman, testifying on
injection wells being illegal. Before we published this, we met with county officials. We didn't want to publish this. We were said they told us you have no published evidence. So we published. And I met personally with Kyle Ganoza, told him why this was illegal, that the fines were as high as $27,500 on me, despite the fact that EPA, Earth Justice, and the federal courts have all agreed with my position. Everywhere I have gone to look for a job since 2010, the injection well work has been held in bias against me. Not only in employment situations by agencies that protect natural resources, but also by private clients not even related to injection wells, like agriculture. I was specifically told the county doesn't like you because of your work on injection wells. I was refused meetings with county employees and refused factual information about the wells and refused the opportunity to sample the water, which is, after all, belongs to the public trust, because of orders of Corporate Counsel. This resulted in severe financial sanctions of me and my corporation that has essentially put me out of business and hurt my health so much that I almost died. I ask you not to reappoint someone who has such blatant disregard for the law and ethics of discernment as an attorney.
Thank you very much for coming today, Ms. Knox. Mr. Clerk?
The next person to testify is Heidi Earhart, testifying on Committee Report 15-5. She will be followed by Michael Pascoe.
Aloha, Council.
Aloha.
Thank you very much for this opportunity to speak today in these open chambers. My name is Heidi Earhart, and I am a mother and I am an educator. I have lived in East Maui. I currently live in North Maui in the Moku district of Hamakualoa. I want to speak to the council personally, look each one of you in the eye, and thank you for your service to our community, for choosing a life of politics to serve and speak and work for the people that you represent, these people that have shown up and taken time off of work and out of their lives to be here today. I'm here to speak and respectfully oppose the reappointment of Corporate Counsel Patrick Wong. I'm not going to repeat the many facts that have been spoken here already. You have the testimony and you know the facts. I believe it's been clearly shown that Council Wong is not upholding his responsibility to, and I quote, promote the public interest. Be it injection wells, the language on the ballot initiative, no position on enforcing the GMO moratorium, curbside recycling, and the waste to energy project. I'm actually standing here as another voice to say something else. What I want to say today is that each of you have an incredible opportunity. We're at a threshold right now. You, as council people, representing the people, and your constituents, we all stand at this threshold together, and you have an incredible, powerful opportunity to make history. So I ask you to listen, to really consider the testimony that has been brought to you today, what's happened in the last year, which has been tremendous. In your careers, I don't think you've seen anything like this. And the world is watching. We're making international news. So you have an opportunity to make history, and we will stand with you if you do that. Engender our trust, engender our respect. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Earhart. Mr. Clerk?
The next person to testify is Michael Pascoe. Last call, Michael Pascoe. The next individual to testify in the council chamber is Alika Ate, testifying on Committee Report 15-5. He will be followed by Francisco Porcella.
Hello, Council.
Aloha.
I'm here to address 15-5, kind of connected to having an understanding of getting to what we recognize as Hawaiian constitutional law, recognizing the Hawaiian Constitution, and within the Hawaiian Constitution, recognizing the existence of the public trust doctrine. And in the public trust doctrine, to also recognize the existence of the environmental rights that holds. Every one of the council members, as yourself, as well as Corp Counsel, whether you realize it or not, you raised your hand, you got chosen to be an ali'i, to be a leader. To be the leader in Hawaii, especially here. Just like the forefathers, your political forefathers, as leaders. As an ali'i, you always got to look first about the health and the welfare of the children. Always. Number one. Number two, the health and the welfare of the kupuna. Then from there you can switch. You can switch to what is the health of our water? Because we live in a very small island with very finite resources. These resources that are held in public trust, that are protected by Hawaii's Constitution under this public trust doctrine, that you, the leader, must uphold and make your decisions as best as you can. Corp Counsel giving that advice or decision of not to do things is a statement that we cannot uphold. As a leader, as an ali'i, that's not protecting the future, not protecting the children, not protecting the kupuna, not protecting our natural resources. With this, I say, look within yourselves. You get kuleana. You get responsibility. No shame. Stand up for what is right. Uphold the trust. Protect the people. Aloha.
Thank you, Mr. Atai. Mr. Clerk?
The next person to testify is Francisco Porcella, testifying on Committee Report 15-5. He'll be followed by David Hartke.
Aloha, everyone.
Aloha.
I strongly oppose what everybody is strongly opposing, and I'm here in behalf of all the surfers that live here in Maui. I've grown up here. I live in Haiku. Brother's born here, and I want this place to be as beautiful as it is for the next generations. And I just see this land being raped by Monsanto and all these corporations. And this place has so many resources that we could feed all of the state by growing food here and healthy living. And I really believe that we can make that change all together. And I really believe in a better future for this land, for this people that live here, for the future generations. And please make the right decisions, because it's a really important time in our life, and I really believe that we can do it all together and make it a better place. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Porcella. Mr. Clerk?
The next person to testify is David Hartke, testifying on Committee Report 15-5. Last call. The next person to testify is Joseph Kahn, testifying on Committee Report 15-5. Last call, Joseph Kahn. The next person to provide testimony in the council chamber is Rae Go, testifying on Committee Report 15-5. She will be followed by Charles Villalon.
Aloha Council, my name is Rae Go of Babes Against Biotech, in opposition of County Communication 15-5. Last year, I personally registered hundreds of voters. Criminal record kept them from participating. I arranged to pick up forms at people's homes. I let people drive up to my house and fill out their registrations in their car. I coined my effort No Voter Left Behind. Keep in mind, we're in the state with the lowest voter turnout, on the island with the lowest turnout in the state. I spoke passionately to my community about my belief that there was a reason to participate, that not voting is why our voice has been underrepresented in politics. I truly believed, as I pitched each one of them to vote, that participating in our local government was the powerful tool we had to make a change, to have our voices heard. And you know what? We showed up to vote. We pulled off something huge. It's taken me a while to really appreciate what that took. In the face of what now adds up to over $15 million spent by the Vote No campaign. While the rest of the world was flabbergasted by $120 spent per voter in the Alaska Senate race, here in Maui, that amount was easily doubled. Do you think the results would have been so close if we had the same amount of money to spend and equal airtime to share our message? What if they weren't permitted to lie on TV? What if our own mayor had to tell the truth? What if the playing field was equal? Do you think the results would have been the same? I know a majority of this council did not support the bill. I know there are those who just don't like this group of people. I ask you to put that aside. We won, fair and square, in a game that is stacked against us. So now Patrick Wong, as Corporation Counsel, barely can cough up a full sentence in response to Monsanto's lawsuit. By stating that the county has no position, he is choosing not to defend the vote. I find this to be a blatant breach of ethics and a total abandonment of his responsibilities as counsel. In any other work environment, when you fail to do your job, you lose it. We've heard testimony all day in regards to the harm Wong's advice has caused the environment, and while that's a subject that initially activated my political interest, I think there is an even greater harm. There are tens of thousands of Maui County residents who thought their voices meant something on November 5th. Patrick Wong's statement sends a message to all the voters of Maui County that their voice doesn't matter.
Thank you.
I beg you not to support his message that local politics aren't worth participating in.
Thank you, Ms. Rae Go.
Thank you.
Mr. Clerk?
The next person to testify is Charles Villalon, testifying on Committee Report 15-5. He's the last individual who has signed up to testify in the council chamber.
So, if you could...
Good afternoon. Correction, my name is Charles Villalon.
If you could just hold on for a second. If there's anyone else who would wish to testify this morning, please sign up in the back. Otherwise, we'll be coming to the end of the testimony. Please proceed. Thank you for coming.
I'm going to kind of echo the sentiments that have come through probably all morning. And a big heaven with this is that you guys were encouraging everybody to come out and express the right to vote because of the honesty of the system. You guys have failed miserably. Miserably. I'm 33 years law enforcement in this county. I just retired 2 years ago. I got so many people to vote, and I shame when I go ask them for vote. I shame. But you know what? I'm also aware, and I'm part of a group, and I don't have to make mention about it, but all councils and all adjudicative boards are going to place you on the notice, and the notice, any legal advisors from the office of either the Corporation Counsel or prosecutors, anybody here on Corporation Counsel? No one's here on Corporation Counsel.
We have representation from the Corporation Council, but,
okay.
But we're not in a position to...
Yeah, but I'm going to place you in position, okay? You're adjudicating the county. And what I want this council to take is judicial notice on stare decisis. Look it up. You guys better check it because it's coming down like a freight train in this state and this county in the next couple weeks. And all of you are hearing this, go look it up. Stare, S-T-A-R-E, decisis, D-E-C-I-S-I-S. That's the supreme law of all lands in the free world.
Please address this.
Okay?
Thank you.
I want you guys to learn that too. So you guys come up, you guys going to understand. Anything against stare decisis is a known violation of war crime against the sovereigns of the land. Nothing. That section will huli everything. And I'm putting you on warning, especially you guys that know what we voted for, know what we expressed ourselves for, and you purposely went against it. I compel all of you to look up stare decisis tonight. Okay? It's coming like a freight train, and you're going to be all accountable for this. Thanks, but no thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Villalon. Mr. Clerk.
The next person to testify is Torres Amato Lindsay, testifying on Committee Report 15-5. Ms. Lindsay is the last individual who has signed up to provide testimony in the council chamber.
Thank you. I apologize. My son needed an emergency ride. Okay, so thank you. Thank you very much for allowing me this opportunity. And I'm honored to be the last one. So it's a pleasure to provide input to you today to recommend that you do not confirm Patrick Wong as Corporation Counsel. I quote from the Maui County website, "The Department of the Corporation Counsel is charged with supporting county government by providing legal advice and representation that promotes public interest." Public interest. Regardless of your personal view on the GMO moratorium, it is an undeniable fact that the majority have spoken and voted yes. It is appalling that the Maui Corporate Council will not defend the vote of the people. Federal coordinated framework on federal and state preemption does not directly address Maui law. Therefore, Corporate Counsel, as well as the mayor, have a fiducial responsibility to represent the people, to certify the legal vote, and to also represent what the people want as their wishes. So the mayor and Mr. Wong are not judges. There is no good legal precedent for not enacting the law. The county charter demands it. I urge the council to hold them to this bare minimum legal standard and not to confirm such appointments and give blessings to such actions. Council Wong has in court refused to defend the newly enacted ordinance. His job is to represent the people, and he's simply not doing it. Had Wong made this county position known when representation was before Judge Curran, other legal entities would have been allowed to defend the moratorium passed by the people of Maui. The fact only after the ruling came forward, the fact that he only came forward after the ruling stating that the county had no position on the moratorium resulted in only one organization being able to defend the vote of the people. This was an unethical act. Even worse, with this inaction, he didn't do his job for the people or the county. So I urge you to not confirm Patrick Wong as corporate counsel, as he has repeatedly shown he is not representing the interests of the people. And further, there are a couple other little side issues. I believe that it should be investigated further what his role was in the Energia contract that is now being debated and spoken in depth about in the community. And thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Lindsay. Are there any other individuals who would like to provide testimony this morning? If so, please come forward. And Mr. Clerk, can we go to the district offices, please?
Hana office, are there any additional testifiers?
The Hana office has no one waiting to testify, Chair.
Thank you. Lanai office, are there any additional testifiers?
There is no one waiting to testify on the Lanai.
Thank you. Molokai office, are there any additional testifiers?
There's no one here on Molokai waiting to testify.
Thank you. Mr. Chair, there are no other individuals in the district offices nor the chamber who wish to offer testimony.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Clerk. And I want to thank all of you for bringing your testimony and your passion to the chambers this morning. And thank you for the most part, containing yourselves, and I really appreciate that. So with that, we will be in recess until 1:45. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you for the reminder, Mr. Carroll. Members, without objection, the chair will close public testimony.
No objection.
Okay, the public testimony is closed, and we'll. Okay, Mr. Clerk, have we received written testimony?
Mr. Chair, we have received written testimony.
Okay, without objections, the chair will order it submitted for the record.
No objections.
Okay. So ordered. Mr. Clerk, I should ask you if we've got anything else to do before I recess.
No, Mr. Chair, that's it. That's it.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you all for coming today. We're in recess until 1:45. Mahalo.